This is the Cinematography for Actors podcast.
More than a podcast, CFA is a vibrant community devoted to bridging the gap between talent and crew. Each week, our show offers transparent, insightful conversations with industry leaders. We unveil the magic behind the scenes, from candid discussions about unique filmmaking processes to in-depth technical exploration.
Join us in unraveling the intricacies of filmmaking one episode at a time. It's more than just cameras and lenses over here. We aim to inspire, educate, and empower as we peel back the curtain on the art of effective storytelling.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. All right. As a DP, I know purchasing gear can kind of be a nightmare. Whether you're talent or crew, finding technical solutions to any of your problems can be very challenging. And what's even harder is knowing where to go. So we have an answer for you. Head over to BandPro, one of our incredible sponsors here at CFA. Whether you're looking for high-end cameras and lenses or looking for guidance on what is needed to get started on this equipment journey of yours, BandPro has the gear and team that you need to thrive in your own career.
They are the exclusive representative of Ingenue's complete cinema line for all of North and South America, and their customer support is fantastic. Not only do they have a great team to answer any product question you might have, but they also have a talented team of in-house technicians that you can actually talk to get your equipment back up and running.
Which is really important, especially if you're on set. So,
yeah.
Bonus. Go to bandpro.com or stop in at their location in Burbank, and please make sure to say hi from CFA because we love them so very much.
Us.
Yeah, hello. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, welcome to another special episode of the Cinematography for Actors podcast. I am Haley Royal, a host, and this is Florienne. She's going to co-host with me for this episode. We are seated here with producer and director of photography of the AFI thesis film Rain. Hi, guys.
Hi.
This here is Austin Chen and Luísa Dalé Silva.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming to talk to us. We have a lot of questions and things to talk about because we just screened this.
Yeah.
But first, Austin, will you give us a little bit of a logline? Let us know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so this film is about a woman coming back home to her family for a holiday dinner. And throughout this event, she's coming home with her boyfriend. And she's introducing him to their family. And throughout this whole thing, this orange light is coming in from the outside and slowly affecting this family and changing sort of both the family internal relationships and also physically transforming this house throughout the whole film.
Scary.
Yeah.
So what is the orange light? What is the allegory here? What is that orange light?
I think
Actually.
Imogen is a director, Imogen McCluskey. Her inspiration to write this story was the bushfires in Australia. She's Australian. When she was like one day at home and the whole sky turned orange because of the fires.
Oh.
And then people would just go outside and go to work, go to school as if nothing was happening. So I think this was her main inspiration, like this feeling of like
Impending dread.
impending dread, but you don't do anything about it.
Yeah,
You know?
kind of like, why is no one else seeing this?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
doing anything
Yeah.
about it? Wow. So how was that created? Is that something that you created on set?
No. I think it was the hardest thing to do as a DP, like because it's about a light, a toxic light. And just we were creating something that doesn't exist. Like we don't know how. So we knew we had to, like, all of us, like we did numerous meetings, like just asking ourselves, like, what is this light? What is this shape? What is this like color? What where does it come from? Like what is its texture? Is it hard? Is it soft? So we were
Yeah.
just answering ourselves these questions like for months, just to try to visualize what we're gonna show on the film.
And so you're saying that you didn't use any practical light to get that feeling on the people's face, for example?
Yeah, that light, and then we decided we made a timeline for the light. So it's a progression. Like the light starts orangey, like yellowish, and then in the end it's very red, almost like a very orange red.
Right.
that was like a decision we made just to show the progression of how toxic and dangerous the environment was getting. But the movement that you see on the wall, we used like a paper. It's called mylar paper. It's just a paper where you use, sometimes you bounce a light and it feels like it's watery.
Yeah.
So it's one of the textures that we just found it could be nice. Just it's something that you've never seen it before, but it's like, what is a light that it's like feels like water at the same time. So it was just like a
So-
creative solution, I guess.
For the actor's creative process here, was the light created? Did you create a light digitally that then is what we saw when we screened it? Was that a digital creation?
No, it was on set. It was
all on set.
practical. Yeah.
Okay, so was the actor able to see that,
Yes.
to know what they were going to look at before you started? So you're not having to just explain
No,
to the
no,
actor
no.
what
They-
it will be like.
They saw it. Like we had
Okay.
this paper like bouncing the light as with different gels all the time, and so they would
okay.
see where exactly the light was. The only thing that is VFX is when in the beginning of the movie when Ella looks outside and she looks at the sky.
The
Right.
clouds.
Yeah.
That's VFX. We couldn't do that, but like it's the only thing. The rest is all practical. They were
Okay.
seeing everything.
Okay, wow.
So I guess it brings the feeling of more real. as
Yeah,
well.
and it's
Yeah.
very useful for the actors to play with something and
Yeah.
then be guided through the ambiance and the atmosphere of something very suffocating.
Yeah.
Something we talk about a lot at cinematography for actors is the bridging the gap between a crew member, say a director of photography, and the talent. And there is one particular shot that I would like to talk about where it's tracking, and there's a short hallway that Ella is walking through, and then the camera follows her. Well, camera leads her actually, and then sweeps over
To the kitchen.
table. I want to know what kind of conversations were had with that actor to make sure that that could happen smoothly, and how many takes did it take to get that to happen so beautifully?
I don't think we had many takes of that
No.
scene. I think it was like 3 or 4. I must really like commend Imogen because she's such a good she's so good with blocking. I think like all the work was like her with her work with the actors was like fundamental to me and for me to understand what the movement would be, and then I could talk to the Steadicam operator what was the feeling we had. So we just like Imogen talked to Kim, and then we rehearsed the movement because we were just like the camera is Ella at that point. So what is she looking at? What is she looking for? And then just seeing her getting in the room, like and understanding the speed of her walk, and like all that. It was a nice conversation having the 4 of us with Raf, who was our amazing Steadicam operator as well. So it wasn't many shots. It was like 3 or 4, and it was just the camera making Kim understand, and also Raf, like they were the same at that point.
Right.
So I think it was very instinctive as well, like the camera just bringing her to the living room, not the living room, the dining room, and then seeing what she was seeing, and then going back to her like, oh wow, and then her mom calls from outside, and
I think that seeing a shot like that executed so beautifully is one of my favorite things in films that I see, because having been in that position before and knowing how much collaboration and how much communication and trust
Exactly.
between talent and crew had to happen to be able to make that happen, it's always really exciting to see it done well.
Yeah.
I want to know for the both of you, what are some qualities that you like to see in collaborators? Because I know that you put your own teams you find the people that you want to work with
Right.
before you apply at AFI. So what are you looking for in each other?
I mean, good communication's always like really good.
Yeah,
and just like
definitely.
people that we want to like spend a year of our lives with, because this is
Yeah.
we spend so much time together.
yeah.
Regardless if it's like in the pre-production or even in the post-production, we're all
Yeah.
still seeing each other. So
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
just like aside from like obviously we want a great story and we want very talented people, but also just like people that we really want to spend a lot of time with. I think at least for me that was something
Yeah.
that mattered a lot.
For me, sorry.
Go for it.
For me, I think the decisive thing argument to shoot this film with this team that we are was exactly that. Like, who are the people that I want to spend a year talking about a film, like building it together? And I thought that of course I thought the story was amazing, but like my first priority was who are the people. Then I think if we are around good people and people who want to make the best of the film together, the story will be good. The film will be good. So
Yeah.
that's how I felt.
That's amazing.
Glad to hear that. We get into this business to make stories with our friends.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's probably the most important part, because you can always make something good
Exactly.
together. Yeah, we do have to wrap things up, but first I want to know, how much involvement did the two of you have in the casting process? Annie?
Yeah, like
A
you
little
can say-
bit, yeah. I mean,
Did you
I-
get to watch some auditions?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
What I thought was really nice is that Imogen, she's such a collaborative director, and she was always sharing everything, everything, especially related to the actors. She was sharing with us, like, so this is our people who want to be Ella or the dad or the mom, and she would send us the video. What do you think of this one? What do you think of that one? And I would give my inputs, and she would we would talk about the auditions. For me, it was a very interesting process because not every director likes to share that stuff with us. So for me, it was nice, and seeing their faces beforehand as well helped me like prepare visually how I wanted to portray them in camera. So
Well, I don't know if you remember or if you got to see it, but I auditioned for this.
Oh, really?
Do you remember a slate jumping on the bed from a small room in Poland?
No.
For Phoebe. I did do that while I was in Poland. And Indiana helped me do it.
Really?
Yeah. When we were screening
was
it
the
today, I was
reader.
like, Indiana, come over here, because we had the scene. We knew the scene and we recognized it.
Oh, that's so
It's
amazing.
a fun little thing that happened to me. Anyway, we have to finish.
Yes.
But thank you so
Shame,
much, you
well,
guys,
yeah.
for being here. And
Thank
thank you,
you.
everyone, for listening and watching. Bye. Join us in bridging the gap between talent and crew. Start by subscribing on your preferred podcast platform. Sign up for our newsletter to stay up to date on vendor discounts, community events, new podcast releases, and you can educate yourself through our free course releases on YouTube.
It all starts at cinematographyforactors.com, and if you like this episode, consider leaving a review to make it easier for fine folks just like yourself to find us. We have some super exciting news. CFA has teamed up with We Make Movies to offer you a discount on production management services, including access to comprehensive production insurance, workers' comp for your next shoot. All you have to do is visit wemakemovies.com/insurance and use code CFA23 on your intake form for 10% off your quote.
Also, we've just partnered with We Audition, which I'm sure you know I'm very excited about, to offer you 25% off your membership. Use code CFA25 to get that membership for only $7.50 a month or $75 a year.